A summit calls for a new basic law in Syria. Macron says any Khashoggi sanctions should be at the European level. 11 are dead as an anti-Semitic gunman strikes a Pittsburgh synagogue. President Trump calls the synagogue shooting a wicked act and pure evil. Plus, the Iglesia Ni Cristo and the FYM Foundation donate to the Greater Vancouver Food Bank. Hello everyone, I'm Ace Ramirez, bringing you stories from around the globe. And this is Eagle News, Washington, D.C. The leaders of Turkey, Russia, France, and Germany met on Saturday to try to find a political solution to Syria's devastating civil war, provide access to humanitarian aid, and salvage a fragile ceasefire in the country's last major rebel-held bastion. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan welcomed Russia's Vladimir Putin, France's Emmanuel Macron, and German Chancellor Angela Merkel to the summit on the Syrian conflict, in which more than 360,000 people have been killed since 2011.
Anayasa Komitesi'nin kuruluş sürecinin en kısa sürede şartları gözeterek zirvede Suriye İhtilafı'nın insani boyutunu da konuştuk. Suriye halkına insani yardımın sürdürülmesi gerektiği konusunda mutabık kaldık. Suriyeli mültecilerin ülkelerine geri dönüşü konusunu da ele aldık. Geri dönüş sürecinin uluslararası hukuka uygun olarak gönüllülük esasına göre güvenli biçimde ve Birleşmiş Milletler ile eşgüdüm halinde yürütülmesi gerektiği hususunda fikir birliğine vardık.
It comes a day after 7 civilians were killed by Syrian regime artillery fire in the northwestern province of Idlib, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, the highest death toll since a ceasefire was reached there last month. Russia, which supports the regime of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, and Turkey, which backs the rebels, agreed to create a buffer zone around Idlib, but violence has escalated dramatically leading up to the summit. Turkey and Russia have held talks with Iran on the Syrian conflict, in efforts that have often been greeted with suspicion in the West. But Saturday's summit will be the first to include the European Union's two most significant national leaders. Turkish presidential spokesman Ibrahim Kalin has said that the primary goal would be to clarify the steps to be taken for a political solution and to determine a roadmap. One key objective is to form a committee to draft Syria's post-war constitution, seen as a stepping stone to elections in the war-torn country. A rival United Nations plan for a committee to write the constitution ran aground this week, with United Nations Special Envoy Staffan de Mistura, who is also attending the summit, saying Damascus rejected the UN having a role in the selection process. The Istanbul talks will also discuss extending the ceasefire around Idlib, where aid groups have warned that a military offensive could spark one of the worst humanitarian disasters of the 7-year war. French President Emmanuel Macron says sanctions against Saudi Arabia in response to the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi should be at the European level and not limited to this or that sector.
Sur la base des faits et des responsabilités, des sanctions devront être prises. Et ces sanctions doivent être cohérentes et complètes. Cohérentes avec les faits et les responsables, et elles doivent être extrêmement concrètes et proportionnées. Et elles ne sauraient se limiter à tel ou tel secteur. Ça dépend des faits et des responsabilités qui seront établis. Et ces sanctions ont vocation à se prendre au niveau européen, comme nous le faisons à chaque fois, pour qu'il y ait une véritable coordination.
Coming up, 11 are dead as an anti-Semitic gunman strikes a Pittsburgh synagogue. President Trump calls the synagogue shooting a wicked act and pure evil. Eagle News, Washington, D.C. will return shortly.
Eagle News teams are fair.
Sa impeachment complaint laban kay Supreme Court Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno, ang ilang
Ang
maestra
rekomendasyon na makasuhan ang mga sangkot kasama na ang mga opisyal ng customs.
Hardworking.
Papaunlad ng isang bata na magiging isang future youth leaders.
Dedicated.
Sa nasawi ay dito natagpuan yung
Ito
bangkay.
yung kanilang paraan ng pag-aalaga ng mga may sakit na leprosy noong unang panahon.
Committed to public service.
Ang chairmanship ng ASEAN sa bansang Singapore.
Yung mga biktima ng mga nawawala ng Bureau of Customs na nasa merkado na yung mga pinaking produkto.
Sa kapila ng mga kilos protesta na nanatiling
Dahil sa mabilis na
payapa,
pagresponde ng mga pamatay sunog, ang apoy mabilis na naapila.
karoon ng equal opportunity ang ibang mga kababaihan.
ng mga kabataan at ipinakita sa pamagitan ng kanilang mga likha.
Nanatiling kulang pa rin ang tubig para sa irigasyon, para sa pagtatanim ng ating mga kababayang magsasaka.
As we live in interesting times.
Pep News, Linggo, alas 4 hanggang alas 5 ng hapon.
Kapatid na Eduardo B. Manalo, mula po sa lokal ng Jerusalem, Israel, Distrito Eklesiastiko ng Southern Europe, binabati po namin kayo ng Happy Birthday po! Masaldo po! Mahal na mahal po namin kayo! Kapatid na Eduardo B. Manalo, mula po sa lokal ng Haifa, Israel, Distrito ng Southern Europe, binabati po namin kayo ng Happy Birthday po! Mahal na mahal po namin kayo!
From the local of Quibera, Kenya, to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo B. Manalo.
Happy birthday po! We love you po!
Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News, Washington, D.C. Officials confirmed that 11 people are dead and 6 injured in Pittsburgh synagogue shooting. The heavily armed gunman opened fire on Jewish congregants during a baby naming ceremony. Authorities who were investigating the attack as a hate crime said Bowers was armed with an assault rifle and at least 3 handguns. His Rich earlier described the scene of the shooting as horrific.
There were 11 fatalities as a result of the shooting incident. There were no children. There were additionally 6 injuries to include 4 of the police officers. That does not include the suspect.
The shooter, identified by police as Pittsburgh resident Robert Bowers, reportedly yelled, and I quote, "All Jews must die," as he burst into the Tree of Life synagogue, where dozens of people were gathered for service. He was taken into police custody and transferred to an area hospital.
The actions of Robert Bowers represent the worst of humanity. We are dedicating the entire resources of my office to this federal hate crime investigation and prosecution, and we expect to file criminal charges shortly, perhaps as early as today.
We're in the early stages of this investigation, and over the next several days and weeks, we will look at everything in the suspect's life, his home, his vehicle, his social media, and his movements over the last several days. At this point, we have no knowledge that Bowers was known to law enforcement before today. I don't know the calibers at this point. We think one was an assault rifle, and we know that the suspect had at least 3 handguns on him at the time. After he entered the synagogue, it looks like at that point he murdered the 11 prisoners. I believe he was exiting, or in the process of exiting the synagogue, when a Pittsburgh uniformed officer engaged him. That Pittsburgh officer was subsequently wounded. He withdrew, and as he withdrew, the defendant or the suspect went back into the synagogue in order to hide from SWAT officers.
The gunman Bowers, described by U.S. media as a white, 46-year-old man, appeared to be the author of a rash of anti-Semitic online posts, notably on the Gab.com website, where conspiracy theories, like a discredited report linking Hillary Clinton to pedophiles, are common. A person identified as Bowers posted on Gab just hours before the shooting, and I quote, "HIAS likes to bring invaders in that kill our people," referencing to a refugee resettlement group. "I can't sit by and watch my people get slaughtered. Screw your optics. I'm going in." Saturday's attack comes at a time of sharp tensions in the United States, a day after a Trump fan from Florida was arrested for mailing explosive devices to a series of Democratic figures, setting the country on edge ahead of close-fought elections on November 6. U.S. President Donald Trump on Saturday said, and I quote, "There must be no tolerance for anti-Semitism," hours after a gunman opened fire at a Pittsburgh synagogue, killing at least 11 people.
This wicked act of mass murder is pure evil, hard to believe, and frankly, something that is unimaginable. Our nation and the world are shocked and stunned by the grief. We condemn the historic evil of anti-Semitism and every other form of evil. And unfortunately, evil comes in many forms. We mourn for the unthinkable loss of life that took place today. And we pledge in their name to fight for a future of justice, safety, tolerance, morality, dignity, and love. We must all rise above the hate, move past our divisions, and embrace our common destiny as Americans.
When we come back, the Iglesia ni Cristo and the FYM Foundation donate to the Greater Vancouver Food Bank. Eagle News, Washington, D.C. will return shortly.
As Eagle Broadcasting Corporation marks its 50th year, it is conducting several activities under the theme EBC Cares, enabling a better community. Health and nutrition are key factors on child's learning and well-being. EBC's feeding program encourages the community to combat malnutrition among children and ensure them a healthy future. EBC's cleanup drive and citronella planting hopes to help the community in caring for the environment and preventing diseases such as dengue. EBC's public service program, Paglilingkod sa Bayan, Serbisyo para sa Mamamayan, has opened its doors to government agencies so more people can avail of these services. EBC's blood donation program and medical mission continue to spearhead life-saving projects, and EBC's livelihood seminar teaches and guides those who want to have additional income and business. EBC Cares, serving the people in these interesting times.
Letters and Music, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, 1:00 hanggang 2:00 ng hapon.
Mula po sa lokal ng EBM, ang aking pamilya Sarya at saka pamilya Malyari ay bumabati po sa inyo ng maligayang kaarawan, kapatid na Eduardo B. Manalo. Mahal na mahal po namin kayo.
Maligayang kaarawan po, kapatid na Eduardo B. Manalo. Mahal na mahal po namin kayo. Kay Eduardo, happy birthday po!
This is Eagle News, Washington, D.C. I'm Ace Ramirez. Responding to the ever-rising demand for food bank donations, the Iglesia ni Cristo and the Felix Y. Manalo Foundation gave perishable items to the Greater Vancouver Food Bank. Eagle News correspondent Kathleen Cruz reports.
One of the major problems today is the lack of food. According to Hunger Statistics of Canada, about 852,137 Canadians turn to their food banks each month to access food. This increase of demand and decrease in food donations, the Iglesia ni Cristo or Church of Christ launches a food donation drive here in Vancouver, Canada to help their community. In conjunction with the worldwide aid to humanity efforts of the Iglesia ni Cristo, its charity arm, the FYM Foundation in the Vancouver area, is doing its part by donating 250 boxes of perishable items to the Greater Vancouver Food Bank. According to the food bank, it serves approximately 26,000 people every week in 13 locations across the Greater Vancouver area. This year, demand at the local food banks has increased by 22%. Donations, on the other hand, have decreased, and with the steady increase in membership and a declining number of donations, it is no wonder that the food bank is struggling to keep up with demand.
Food bank is a place where our members can come to when they need that help getting a meal on their table, supplementing what they already have or what they don't have, because we also get a lot of people from the street coming in. So coming here might be their only place to get something. Actual food donations, again, will feed a lot of people. Cash donations for every dollar raised is worth, we have 3 times the buying power. So if we're like this summer, we were low. So what cash donations we had, we were able to buy fresh produce and provide our members more with fresh produce than actual food, our canned food kind of thing. All donations of healthy, nutritious food is very, very important. It's appreciated. Any kind of donation of time, financial donation, food donations, and volunteering could be in the warehouse, at an event, you're good at the computer, whatever, like, all that stuff it's very, if it wasn't for, the volunteers that we have, we wouldn't be sustainable.
Recognizing the gap between supply of food donations and demand for them, the FYM Foundation in Vancouver pledged to donate 250 boxes of food items to the food bank. Today, volunteers bring perishable items such as canned goods, pasta, rice, and other products in an effort to alleviate food insecurity.
Right now, the Church of Christ or the Iglesia ni Cristo all over the world has this activity, the INC Giving for Humanity, wherein we will help those people who are in need. So the brethren inside the Church of Christ or the Iglesia ni Cristo give their share, donations, food parcels, and we will give this to the food bank here in Canada, specifically here in Vancouver, so that we will be able to help those who are in the street and really need help.
Reporting from Vancouver, Canada, I am Kathleen Cruz. I am 1 with 25.
Thank you, Kathleen. This past weekend, the Iglesia ni Cristo and the Felix Y. Manalo Foundation held a worldwide aid to humanity. More stories about that this week
only here on Eagle News. Join us tomorrow for stories that matter to you. Visit our websites at eaglenews.ph and eaglenewslive.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/eaglenewsph. Thank you for watching. I'm Ace Ramirez, 1 with 25.
On Eagle Broadcasting Corporation.
June 17, 1967, binigyan ang Eagle Broadcasting Corporation, EBC, ng legislative franchise para magtatag at mag-maintain ng radio broadcasting at television station sa Pilipinas. April 26, 1968, nagsimula ang operasyon ng EBC sa pamamagitan ng radio station DZEC. Unang nagkaroon ng tanggapan sa Delta Building sa Quezon City at kalaunan ay lumipat sa 887 Maligaya Building 2, EDSA sa Quezon City. Musika, drama, balita at public service program ang unang format ng himpilan. At di nagtagal, nagkaroon na rin ng local radio stations ang network sa Lucena City, Dagupan City, Cebu at Davao City. Pagkatapos ng proklamasyon ng 1987 Constitution, pinalawak pa ng EBC ang broadcast operations nito. At inilunsad ang sarili nitong FM station, ang DWDM 95.5. Nang huling bahagi ng 1990s, pinag-isipan na rin ng EBC na pasukin ang TV broadcasting. April 23, 2000, inilunsad ng EBC ang TV station Net 25. Nagsimula itong magsahimpapawid sa free TV station sa Manila, Cebu at Davao. At napapanood din ito sa ibang mga lugar sa pamamagitan ng cable affiliates.
Casting Corporation.
Sa likod ko yung mga pinangambahan ng participants.
Ilan sa mga
Pangulong Duterte at
ating bansa
ng ASEAN.
August 2013, inilunsad ng EBC ang Integrated Eagle News Service. Naging daan naman ito sa pagkakaroon ng mga correspondent sa bawat sulok ng bansa, pati na rin ang news bureaus sa ibayong dagat. At para suportahan ang lumalawak nitong network, October 31, 2013, inilunsad ang eaglenews.ph, ang online news portal ng EBC. January 2, 2014, inilunsad na rin ang video and audio live streaming para mapanood ang Net 25 at mapakinggan ang DZEC Radyo Agila sa anumang sulok ng mundo. Taong 2017, itinatag ang film production arm ng Eagle Broadcasting Corporation, ang EBC Films, at nilabas ang una nitong pelikula noong October 2017. Eagle Broadcasting Corporation sa kanyang ika-50 taon.
Kami po na mga may tungkulin at lahat ng kapatid ay bumabati sa aming pinakamamahal na tagapamahalang pangkalahatan, ang kapatid na Eduardo V. Manalo na Happy birthday po! Mahal na mahal po namin kayo!
Mula po sa distrito ng Bulacan East, lokal po ng Luzon, pagsamba ng kabataan sa dako ng Lakob, kami pong mga may tungkulin at mga kabataan ay bumabati po sa aming pinakamamahal na kapatid, ang tagapamahalang pangkalahatan, ang kapatid na Eduardo V. Manalo ng